What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Ridge here to talk some MLB prop plays over on PrizePicks for Friday, April the 21st. Last video I did was on Tuesday. We did get a sweep there. I was going to do one yesterday, but without not too many teams playing, decided to wait until today. So we have a full slate of games and some great plays on the board. Let's dive into those right after the intro.
He's got it! What a catch by Mookie Betts.
A lot of names that if you're not a Pirates fan,
So, right off the bat, we have a great matchup with the Tampa Bay Rays versus Michael Kopech, who has not been very good, to say the least. He's been pretty bad, actually. So, we will start off with Josh Lowe. His over-under total bases is at half a base. He's on a 5-game hit streak. That's why he's averaging 3 total bases over his last 7 days and 2.5 on the season. He's been on a tear. They're coming back home. The Rays have played great at home. They've hit a ton of home runs at home, even though they don't exactly have a home run park. But nevertheless, they are getting it done. And while Lowe does bat, for back of a letter word, low in the order, he still has been getting on base and playing well in the bottom of that lineup. And the matchup against Kopech does look good because he profiles well against both his fastball and his slider. Kopech's two primary pitches. So for me, Lowe is in a great spot. Minus 120 to go over on the books, which is a pretty low number for a guy on a 5-game hit streak with 3 doubles and 2 home runs. But, you know, I'm not the one setting the lines. This is DraftKings, and PrizePicks wants to put up there for us. We can happily take advantage. So let's go to the Mets. They are in the Bay in San Francisco. I like both Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor. Pete does have the better profile in terms of how he's been hitting the ball versus the pitches that are being thrown to him by DeSclafani. And you look at Lindor, I mean, his history, he's hitting over 515 at-bats with 3 home runs and 3 RBIs versus DeSclafani. So, again, normally I wouldn't take a hitter with such a bad profile, but the history kind of is telling me otherwise. So 8 for 15 is pretty good last time I checked, and 3 home runs definitely looks good. And to have a line of only 7 for a hitter's fantasy score is pretty low for Lindor. Doesn't steal a ton of bases now. He's getting a little bit older, but he still can steal a base. So if he gets a hit and steals a base, he's going over, right? Pete, I believe he's homered in 2 of his last 3 games, so love to see that. Homered in Dodger Stadium, and now we homered again in San Francisco, so he is on a tear right now, averaging 12 hitters fantasy score over his last 7 days, and Lindor averaging 13. So even though the profile doesn't look good, a lot of data points to support him going over. Semien is on fire up against JP Sears, who I think is terrible, but again, Oakland, love targeting Oakland because all their pitchers are bad, their bullpen is bad. And Semien, for what it's worth, 18.8 over his last 7 and averaging 10.9 on the year. The only little concern is the batting average. He's 1 for 6 versus Spears with a home run at least. So he hit a 3-run bomb against them when they actually faced, and he got a hit against them. Outside of that, not a lot of great history there, but Semien has been on fire. Otherwise, his line is 8. He's another guy can steal bases, so I like that as well. Hits at the top of the order, so lots of opportunities for him. And last but not least, Christian Yelich. One of my favorite plays on the day. You see the pitch factor of 1.69, so he's in a great spot. On top of that, he's averaging 11 over his last 7. He started off a little bit slow, but getting hot. And most importantly, in some ways, he has 2 home runs and hitting 364 in 11 ABs versus Nick Pivetta. So a great history. And as well, you know, you look at all the things that I want to see. The number is below 8, which is always great for us because 8 is kind of a key number here in terms of hitter fantasy score on PrizePicks. He's been averaging well over that. He has a great history. Basically green across the board. No reason not to like Christian Yelich today. And as well, playing at home, which I always find is good as well. Can limit at bats, but obviously he bats at the top of the order in most cases. So I love to see that. I think all of these guys are in great spots. You know, I love the Mets today. I thought about putting Nimmo on this list because Nimmo has a pretty good number and has been performing well. He's been, again, hitting at the top of the lineup as well. So he has lots of opportunities to score runs, RBIs sometimes, but again, run scoring, gets on base, hitting doubles, hitting the ball well. So I do like him. Love Pete. If I was to rank these plays, I think honestly Lowe would probably at the top. It's just, why is he at half a base? He's been phenomenal. Like I said, 5-game hit streak has been great. Yelich is very high for me. He'd probably be number 2. I'd probably put Pete, then Semien, then Lindor last. Like I mentioned with Lindor, love what he's been doing. He's been on fire. Love the history. Just the profile for him hasn't been great so far this year in terms of what DeSclafani throws, so I would probably put him last. But these 5 picks I think are very, very solid. So those are the ones I would be going with. And as always, if you tailgate PrizePicks, and if we fail, do not bail. Make sure to drop us a like and subscribe for all future content, whether that's football related. We're doing the NFL draft stream next week, so make sure you tap in for that if you're excited for that. But I will keep doing these baseball videos because I've had a lot of fun with it. Now I've been putting together the hitters fantasy score stuff, and we will continue to build that out throughout the season. Good luck tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace. Peace.
He's got it. What a catch by Mookie Betts.
A lot of names that if you're not a Pirates fan, you probably don't
He's
know.
the closest thing we've seen to Mike Trout.
Yeah, the best team in the American League.
The Yankees have the most intimidating lineup in baseball.